in order to make our 4x4 friendly hand sanitizer travel case, we want to use our 4x4 hooped with stabilizer. We'll also need another piece of stabilizer for this particular project. Because it's 4x4, we are going to have to do 2 different hoopings for us to construct this hand sanitizer case. I'm going super blingy for my case. So I have glitter canvas that I picked up from Hobby Lobby for my hand sanitizer case. This is 2 pieces of glitter canvas measuring 4 inches tall by 2 inches wide. This is going to be the tab for our snap tab hand sanitizer case. You will also need 3 pieces of 4x4 fabric, non-fraying fabric, just like with this, for our hand sanitizer case. Now, 2 of the pieces will be the front and the back. This 1 piece will be for the back pocket. We're going to have to install snaps with our hand sanitizer case. So here are my snaps. I'm using metal snaps for mine and the metal snaps plier. You can use a plastic cam snap system as well. I just choose to use metal. And finally, we need a way to attach it to either our purse or the diaper bag, whatever the case may be. So I'm using a split ring for the top of my hand sanitizer tab. All right, we've accomplished 1 hand sanitizer holder over on the larger machine that takes a 5x7 hoop. So even if you have a flatbed machine, say for instance the PE 770, you can accomplish this with your 5x7 hoop, even on the flatbed, or as we saw on the multi-needle machine. And here's the larger split ring I mentioned, where you can easily slide it on and off. And then once you snap it closed, you have a handy ring to attach to, say for instance, your keys or whatever the case may be, with this particular design that we did on the 5x7. Well, 4x4 is a little bit of a horse of a different color. But one of the things that I noticed and really deeply appreciate with Melissa over at Designs by Little B is they kept the 4x4 users in mind. Hey, 4x4 users want a hand sanitizer holder as well. So she lovingly split the design up and came up with an innovative way that a 4x4 user can make the same project. It involves another step, but that's okay. The end justifies the means, and we really want to get this project in the hands of 4x4 users as well. So let's get started with this one. And we have our pieces here. As I mentioned, I'm using glitter canvas. I got this 1 sheet from Hobby Lobby. Okay, so I have my top tab pieces. Now these 2 narrow pieces are going to be the tab up at the top, and this is the first step to the key fob design that we're going to make. I'm saying key fob, snap tab, hand sanitizer holder. This is the first step. Then the second step is going to pretty much mimic just a little bit, with 1 small adjustment, is going to mimic what we did on the larger machine. So here's our 2 4x4 pieces, and as I mentioned, here's the receipt from Hobby Lobby, or the sticker from Hobby Lobby, showing it was $1.67 for this glitter canvas. So this is the front and the back of the holder, and this is the back pocket. Okay, so we have all of our pieces. We have our split ring for this particular holder. We have our snap pieces here for this particular holder, and we have our snap pliers nearby, and we also have our handy serrated scissors. I have the smaller pair over here by the 4x4 machine, the exact same scissors, but they're smaller, and I have a link in the description below where 2 of these come in the pack, and I promise you they're super sharp and worth every penny. So what we'll do is go ahead, make sure that we have plenty of bobbin down below, and attach our hoop. I'm going to start out my placement stitch. I'm pretty much going to do everything in white thread over here. The placement stitch for you guys may be a little difficult to see, but to keep from having to switch threads out because I'm spoiled by the 6 needle, I'm just sticking with white thread, okay? Our machine is threaded, so now we need to load the design on the machine. The 4x4 hand sanitizer holder has 2 different files that we need to stitch out in order to construct our hand sanitizer key fob, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is load the snap tab part, okay? And that's the long strap that folds over and snaps onto the hand sanitizer holder. So I'm going to pull it up, and as you see on the 4x4 machine, it's the little narrow snap tab here. Now that we have it loaded, let's go ahead and stitch it out. It's going to be a bit hard to see, but there's our tab to our hand sanitizer snap tab. All right. So now that we have our placement stitch, let's go ahead and take a 4x2 piece and lay it over the top of where our tab is. Okay. And what we'll do at this point is go ahead and tape it in place to ensure that it doesn't move or go anywhere. Now, I personally like the circle placement stitch that tells us where the snap is going to be attached. So I'm going to go ahead and include that step in my stitch out. But if you don't want to stitch that out, if you don't like the way that looks, this next step is the circle. Then it tacks down your entire fob. So we're going to go ahead and stitch that first. Then, because I want the circle there, then we're going to attach the back before we stitch out the entire tab. So the first step now is we're going to stitch the circle placement stitch for our snap. That was easy. So now that that circle is there, I didn't want the circle to be seen on the back. So I'm only stitching it on the front. Now on the back, I'm going to attach our second piece of glitter canvas or your piece of fabric. And I'm going to tape this to the back with the glittery side out. Okay, so the pretty side facing out. And now let's tape this down. We'll put it back on the machine, and this time it's going to stitch out the tab. Now that the design is finished, I'm ready for the monogram. I'm going to have to do the exact same thing I did on the larger machine. I'm going to have to skip forward to my actual monogram because I went in Sew It Pro and added my monogram as the final step. And I didn't reorder the stitches to pull the stitches up to just after the design. So I need to manually do it myself over here on the machine, and I'll show you how to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit adjust, and we're going to select the middle button, which is the needle and the plus and minus stitches. And then what we're going to do is play with these spools of thread up here, the little pictures of the spools of thread. The two bottom ones are to skip individual stitches. Go forward one stitch, back one stitch. And of course you can hold it down and it will speed up eventually into skipping by 10. But up here are the thread steps. So we want to skip the first circle placement stitch because I don't want to do an applique for my monogram. And then I'm going to skip the second circle placement stitch. Then I'm going to skip past the outline, the actual filled satin stitch circle, skip that and that and that and that. So now we're going to monogram. All right. And in my machine is step number 10. All right. So step number 10, I'm going the lazy route and I'm going to only use white thread. So let's go ahead and do the monogram. Our monogram has finished stitching. So now I'm going to go back through and stitch the circle around the actual monogram. As that finishes stitching out, I want to show you how this is the satin circle that we're stitching now. This little line is going to be the tack down stitch for our snap tab loop. So don't think that there's something missing. There's that little teeny slice up at the top. The circle has finished stitching, so let's go ahead and take it off of the machine now. And at this point, you can trim these jump stitches. I'm not worried about it because this is my personal one and I can deal with that after we finish the tutorial. So now that all of this is done, we want to remember where our placement stitch was on this particular key fob. And it's going to be a lot hard for me to see it here on this particular design because of the glitter on the front, but on the back, you should be able to make out where that loop is, that indentation on the key fob. So we want to take this and lay it face up. All right. Now I know which way is face up because I put the circle at the top where my snap is going to go. So I know this is face up. So I need to lay it, face down on our key fob so that we can put everything together. Okay. So I'm laying it face down. I'm going to get a piece of tape and tape this in place. Okay. And it's wanting to move on me a little bit, so be careful. And now that I have that in place, I'm going to actually put another piece of tape up at the top because I don't want this to move around on me like it's doing. So I'm going to put a piece up here as well. Good. Now it's not moving. So let's put this back on the machine so that it can put that tack stitch in place for us. Now we want to take it back off of the machine. And keep in mind, that was a necessary step to enable us 4x4 users to be able to stitch this out in the correct appropriate size for the hand sanitizer bottles. So let's go ahead and take this off because now it's stitched in place where it's supposed to be. And now we want to apply our second piece of 4x4 fabric, canvas fabric. And we're going to tape this down so that it won't move on us when we do the actual key fob outline to stitch this in place. Okay, so here's our front, there's our back, and let's put it back on the machine. All right, we're nearing the home stretch. So now that the front and the back has been attached, now we want to work on that pocket. The exact same step that we did with the first hand sanitizer fob, we wanted to do with this second hand sanitizer fob. So we want to find the top edge, and again, to find the center, we're going to fold it in half and give it just a little few pinches up here along the top. Now I'm going to go ahead and slide these over where I can get to them and get the snap pliers ready. And again, I want the female piece to be on the bottom because I like for the pearl to be on the top. So we're going to go on the back side of this, and we put a crease to mark the middle, and we're going to put this about, again, 1/2 inch down. You don't have to measure it. It's not that big of a deal. We just want to get kind of close to the top, but not all the way to the top. All right, and we have this part in. Now we're going to put the female piece on top of those teeth. And if you need to, there's a reference in the link below to show you in detail how to attach these snaps. Okay, there's the female piece there. Put my other two pieces of the snap to the side. And now that I have this, we're going to do the exact same thing we did with the first project. And we're going to line this up with those indentation marks that the machine made for us. Now for me, it's going to be a little hard to see because I have all this glitter in the way. But for the most part, I know where it is, and we're centering it again with this center tab, and we can actually take this tape off now because that's been stitched down, and we can reuse this, get that centered to hold this piece in place. And I'm going to recycle this tape as well that I used earlier. And again, we're putting tape on the sides. Okay, so now this back pocket piece is in place. Let's stitch our last placement stitch. And with that, all of our embroidery is done. So we'll take this off of the machine, and now we can actually take it out of the hoop. How easy was that? Now that we have it out of the hoop and strings everywhere, we're going to go ahead and cut this out. Now, when you're cutting this out, keep in mind this tab is back here. So when we're cutting around from the front, you don't want to accidentally cut following this and actually cut your tab. This is what I'm going to do. We're going to flip this back, and we're going to cut this off back here. And there are strings everywhere. And now that that's cut, And there is my second hand sanitizer holder cut out. I'm going to trim up these threads, and now I can attach my second part to my snap, my second half. So I'm going to look at my placement circle, put the pearl part there. And now I'm going to put the second part to the back and attach it. And guess what, you guys? A 4x4 hand sanitizer holder. That's super cute. And I was able to do it all on my 4x4 machine. And it looks exactly like the one that's on my bigger machine that I was able to do in the 5x7 hoop. So rejoice, you 4x4 users. Here's a project that can be done on the 4x4 machine and the larger machines. Let's say we go ahead and put some hand sanitizer in it and give it a test run. Check it out, you guys. How totally super cute is this? Oh my gosh. It is so cute and so easy to do. You just open it up, you squirt it on, and you got hand sanitizer. Here's the pink one. Let's go ahead and put some in the super glittery one. I'm excited. Here's the glittery one. This is what it looks like. So we're gonna unsnap it. And then here I have some hand sanitizer, and I'm gonna slip it in. It doesn't matter which way it goes, whether it goes forward or whether it goes backwards. Either way, top down. And we're gonna slip that right in there just like that and snap it shut. How freaking cute. How cute is this? I am so totally tickled about this particular project. I was looking forward to doing this with you guys. I am glad I was able to show it to you on both the large machine with the 5x7 and with the smaller machine in the 4x4. So check it out, you guys. It's a very easy project, really cute project from Designs by Little B. She has so many different designs. She has the sports pack design. She has unicorns. She has the monogram. I'm pretty sure she even has the poop emoji that you can put for your hand sanitizing needs. These little hand sanitizers that are in this particular case came from Bath and Body Works. No promotional advertising there, but just to let you know where these particular shape and size bottles of hand sanitizer came from. Also, she does have a snap tab for the larger little bottles of hand sanitizer. It's called the tall size, and that size also comes in the pattern with the smaller size. So definitely check her out. I have a link in the description below for these totally adorable hand sanitizer key fobs that you can download, and as you see, you can make yourself in the hoop. I had the best time with you guys today. I appreciate you hanging with me as we did our project. I know it's been a while since I've been on. I kid you not, the business around here has exploded on me. I've been quite busy. So I appreciate you guys and your patience on us getting another video out. We're still working on trying to get things caught up around here so that we can have our videos out like we used to. So until I can get those out again, I appreciate your patience. We have a Google Plus group where you can hang out with us and share images of your hand sanitizer fobs when you make one. The link is in the description below. The only way to join the group is by clicking on the link. So if you click the link, we'll get you right into the group, and we look forward to seeing your projects there. If you found this video helpful, please give the video a thumbs up. That lets me know that I've done a really decent job teaching you guys how to make these super cute hand sanitizer key fobs. Also, if you don't mind, please hit the subscribe button. We would really appreciate you guys subscribing to our channel. We offer many tutorials. We offer tips. We offer Sew What Pro tutorials. Also on Sundays at 7 p.m. we also have live question and answers. And if you get a new machine, we will ring the bell for you. So please join in with us and see what all the hoopla on the bell ringing is about. This project was brought to you by Designs by Little B and executed by The Baby's Booty. So we appreciate you being here. And until the next time, you know what we want you to do. Have healthy yet happy embroidering. Thanks. And we look forward to seeing you next time.